Hello and welcome back to Mass Effect. Hopefully now that I started this inside the game itself, I won't have any corrupt frames or something. It was weird last time. Also, since I'm here, I want to know that I really like the art direction of Mass Effect in general. There's a lot of nice, clean surfaces. Well, if you ignore the really bad shadow quality. But generally, yeah, there are a lot of nice clean surfaces. It all feels really futuristic. And it's still detailed enough. You really cannot say that there's a lack of detail, because, like, even if you look at the armors, there are plenty of details there, but there are also some nice clean surfaces as well. So I really like this balance, and it really is hitting the visual clarity mark quite well. Which is not something you can say for other games of the same time frame. For example, Unreal Tournament 3, which had this huge phobia of lack of details. So they put details everywhere, even where it really did not belong anywhere. And yeah, so that I definitely prefer this game's visuals to the one of Unreal Tournament 3. But I guess that will be visible later on, once we get to that game. And for now, I also want to invest some points into skills. Yes, we got shotguns, finally. Shotguns unlocked, and 5% more damage, 10% more accuracy. Amazing. For Ashley, I guess I'll get Adrenaline Burst. Recharges all talents so they can be used immediately. Not super useful, but I cannot put both points into assault rifles yet anyway. Kaiden has more electronics and more decryption. I'll put one in electronics, but I don't think I really want to add more points into decryption. It's pretty good as it is. So you get one into Sentinel. Alright, and also, one thing that I remembered is that we got some extra armors that I did not equip, and yet I could. For example, these are pretty good armors. So I will give, yeah, I suppose this to Kaiden. Heck yeah! Devlon Industries. Devlon Industries is best known for producing basic armor models that can withstand a variety of environmental extremes, such as cold, heat, or toxic exposure. They also market a complete line of military-grade weapons. So what this actually means is that in these armors from Devlon Industries, you also get a free resistance to harmful effects, such as fire, high pressure, toxic atmosphere, and things like that. So it's really nice. You also get a interesting looking orange jumpsuit there. Alright, also I figured that I can in fact talk to some people, and that won't affect my achievements. It's just that I don't want to finish any quests. And yes, if you try to go outside of the Presidium right now, yeah, you cannot do that. Well, kind of makes sense, I suppose, because we have a scheduled meeting with the Council, and missing that would be really bad. And yeah, the Presidium generally is a very nice and tranquil place. All this water, trees. You can also see that it is in fact a Taurus. And some sky cars.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Please do not disturb the keepers. Please do not disturb the keepers. Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
So are you a person or a program?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Well, I think she has some interesting information that I can use for collecting in my codex, so sure.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 2, located at the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the most recognizable and important features of the Presidium. To your left is one of the Keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see Keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The Keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
Alright, so the Citadel Tower is where we're heading, but since Ashley asked.
I'd like to know more about the Keepers.
Little is known about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance of the entire station. Citadel regulations protect the Keepers against interference during the performance of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties. Keepers can be seen in all sections of the Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
Yeah, they also help rebuild things if something collapses or something.
Any particular reason there are so many Keepers in this area?
The Keepers do not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however, that the tower houses the Citadel's primary control systems. Many of the station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the Keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The Keepers also make frequent appearances in the council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
Yep. They're still kind of useless to us right now. But hey.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
Housing both the council chambers and Citadel control, the tower is one of the most important buildings on the station. Access to these areas is restricted to those with the appropriate clearance.
Yep, that's a pretty large tower there.
I'd like to hear more about the council chambers.
The business of the council, which often has far-reaching effects on the galactic community, is conducted in a room at the apex of the Citadel Tower. The council chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person. Typically, only the councilors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
Hey, we did get access to that too.
I'm scheduled to have an audience with the council.
Only a handful of visitors to the Citadel are ever granted that privilege. I would be jealous, but that is outside the scope of my programming.
Alright, so it's not open to the public?
What if someone has business with the council?
The average citizen must go through the proper channels if they wish an audience with the council. This is usually arranged through their respective ambassadors. Even then, few are given access to the actual council chambers. In most cases, the ambassador acts on behalf of the citizen.
Alright, how about the Citadel Control?
What happens in Citadel Control?
Citadel Control handles all incoming and outbound transit. Every ship within 2,000 kilometers of the Citadel is under the jurisdiction of Citadel Control. At peak capacity, they are responsible for monitoring upwards of 1,000 vessels.
Yeah, so basically the central control for docking ships. Yeah, makes sense. Well, I'll ask about the monument later.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
That's all for now. Oh yeah, and this is a monument to the relays.
This place is a little too perfect. Like they're hiding something.
Nah, they just have a lot of money.
Sure is peaceful here.
Certainly. Alright, well, we're heading to the tower, so let's go there.
The council isn't gonna ask me any questions, are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
No, we don't, sir.
Certainly not. Elevator music. Awesome. Alright, so this is the council chambers. This doesn't feel like appropriate music.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the CSEC investigation into Saren.
Arg. I think I need to do something about his face texture, because Bioware somehow messed things up, and the highest level of detail texture on his face is in fact marked as a lower detail texture. There are some patches that can be applied, but I need to look into them. I thought I might have already applied one, but apparently not. Oh well. So... who was that?
Who were you just talking to?
That was Executor Palin, head of Citadel Security, my boss. He'll be presenting my findings on Saren to the council.
Well, you don't like Saren, which makes you a good guy.
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
Alright. Well, let's see what the council has to say.
I like that fountain. It's very soothing.
The music is kind of weird.
Oh, those cherry trees?
Huh? Oh, those. Well, let's find out. Hello. They do look like cherry trees. Pretty.
Don't be ridiculous. The Volus won't be joining the council for years.
I'm not so sure. The humans are making a strong push, and you can bet the Volus will be right on their coattails if they succeed.
Allowing the humans to join us is a sound strategic move. But the Volus? No. The Hanar are likely to be next, then the Elcor.
You may be right, though the Hanar need to lighten up a bit first.
You just don't like them because you have trouble understanding them.
Yeah, who is going to become the next council race? If anyone. I mean, humans are not really yet a council race. We're trying to get there, but we're not there yet. Well, are there any other people who are talking and would like to share their thoughts?
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the councilor's assistants.
Okay. Looks like they are not.
No, I just want to ask a couple of questions. Commander?
Rear Admiral. Ah, And here's Captain Anderson. Well, let's go.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
How did you get involved?
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
You'll pay.
You can expect me to kill you the next time we meet.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
You won't see the truth.
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Yeah, Anderson and Saren, they go way back.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that C-Sec investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Sounds useful.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in C-Sec who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Any other leads?
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barlavan's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Yes, so this is basically a note that says, hey, go read Mass Effect Revelation.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars, it causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions. But only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
Alright, let's get some more information about everything. So we have two leads, Barlavan and Harkin. Well, let's first ask the abstract questions, I suppose.
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
Maybe they'd let us join the Council if we were more willing to cooperate with the other species.
Of course they would. If we did everything they told us to, they'd love to have us on the Council. But it wouldn't be much of a deal for us. I understand their side. They don't want us dominating the Council. It's founded on cooperation and alliances. But we have to look out for our own interests, too.
Yeah, they do have high demands. Okay, so what about the Spectres?
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How are they chosen?
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done. Like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation. But with him gone, things are still up in the air.
Indeed.
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
Alright. So if one goes too far...
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue? Like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
Indeed. Alright, so how about Barlavan?
Tell me about Barlavan.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius, doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, specters. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
The Shadow Broker?
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game. And the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
Okay, and the last lead, Harkin.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
Why protect him?
The guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
Alright. Well, let's move on.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
He certainly should go. Alright, and yes, we have, I suppose, Saren. You need to find some proof that Saren is connected with the Geth. Yes, that certainly would be nice. We did see that in a cutscene, but that of course doesn't count. Then we have Barlavon. Go see Barlavon on the Presidium. And Garrus. Speak to Harkin. Okay. Well, it's in the lower wards, so I think we should first go see Barlavon. Also, the council chambers. Interesting EX effects here. It's simulating like a loudspeaker or something. It's not perfectly good with that, but it's a decent attempt.
This is it. The very heart of the Citadel, the pinnacle of galactic power. Kinda makes your head spin if you think about it too much.
Indeed. We can still walk around the place, but of course the council isn't here anymore.
So, this is where the council passes judgment on Slowpoke, huh? Ever get the feeling we ran over our heads, Commander?
Yep. And I don't suppose there is anything all that interesting around the place. Alright, well now we just have a mission to go investigate some things on the Citadel. But that will be for next time. And right now let's just go over some more of the journal. The Codex, I mean. Oh, speaking of that, why is... Oh yeah, those things that we got simply by hacking computers. Yeah. So, what do we want to see here? Well, let's look at the council races.
The Asari were the first species to discover the Citadel. When the Solarians arrived, it was the Asari who proposed the establishment of the Citadel Council to maintain peace throughout the galaxy. Since then, the Asari have served as the mediators and centrists of the Council. An all-female race, the Asari reproduce through a form of parthenogenesis. They can attune their nervous system to that of another individual of any gender and of any species to reproduce. This capability has led to the unseemly and inaccurate rumors about Asari promiscuity. Asari can live for over 1,000 years, passing through 3 stages of life. In the maiden stage, they wander restlessly, seeking new knowledge and experience. When the matron stage begins, they meld with interesting partners to produce their offspring. This ends when they reach the matriarch stage, where they assume the roles of leaders and counselors.
Yeah, so essentially Asari are space elves.
The second species to join the Citadel, the Solarians, are warm-blooded amphibians with a hyperactive metabolism. Solarians think fast, talk fast, and move fast. To Solarians, other species seem sluggish and dull-witted. Unfortunately, their metabolic speed leaves them with a relatively short lifespan. Solarians over the age of 40 are a rarity. The Solarians were responsible for advancing the development of the primitive Krogan species to use as soldiers during the Rachni Wars. They were also behind the creation of the genophage bioweapon the Turians used to quell the Krogan rebellions several centuries later. Solarians are known for their observational capability and non-linear thinking. This manifests as an aptitude for research and espionage. They are constantly experimenting and inventing, and it is generally accepted that they always know more than they are letting on.
Yep, so essentially they're very fast, and they're good at spying on people, and they had some interesting history with the Krogan. Also, they kind of look a bit like the Greys, although they're amphibians. Alright, and finally the Turians.
Roughly 1,200 years ago, the Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council to fulfill the role of galactic peacekeepers. The Turians have the largest fleet in Citadel space, and they make up the single largest portion of the Council's military forces. As their territory and influence has spread, the Turians have come to rely on the Solarians for military intelligence and the Asari for diplomacy. Despite a somewhat colonial attitude towards the rest of the galaxy, the ruling hierarchy understands they would lose more than they would gain if the other two races were ever removed. Turians come from an autocratic society that values discipline and possesses a strong sense of personal and collective honor. There is lingering animosity between Turians and humans over the First Contact War of 2157, which is known as the Relay 314 incident to the Turians. Officially, however, the two species are allies, and they enjoy civil, if cool, diplomatic relations.
Yeah, so essentially they are pretty good at keeping the peace, and they tend to be very well organized and have some laws that they follow. And even their name, the hierarchy, kind of means that they're well organized like that. Alright, so that was all for now, and I will see you all next time. Later.